Thursday morning, Part 2, Psalms 101 through 104. Psalm 101, Psalm 102. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and let my cry come to you. Do not turn your face from me in the day when I am afflicted. Incline your ear to me in the day when I call upon you. Hear me quickly. For my days vanished like smoke, and my bones burned up like firewood. I was cut down like grass, and my heart became withered, for I forgot to eat my bread. Because of the sound of my groaning, my bones cleave to my flesh. I have become like a pelican in a desert. I have become like an owl in a ruined house. I kept watch, and have become like a sparrow alone on a housetop. My enemies approached me all day long, and those who praised me swore against me. For I ate ashes like bread, and mixed my drink with weeping. Because of the wrath of your countenance and your anger, for you lifted me up and broke me down. My days were far spent like a shadow, and I am withered like grass. But you, O Lord, remain forever, and your remembrance is from generation to generation. When you rise up, you shall have compassion on Zion, for it is time to have compassion on her, for the time has come. For your servants took pleasure in her stones, and they shall have compassion for her dust. And the Gentiles shall fear the name of the Lord, and the kings of the earth their glory. For the Lord shall build Zion, and he shall be seen in his glory. He regarded the prayer of the humble, and he did not despise their supplication. Let this be written for another generation, and let the people who are created shall praise the Lord. For he looked down upon the height of his holy place, and the Lord looked upon the earth from heaven, to hear the groaning of those bound, to set free the sons of the slain, to declare the Lord's name in Zion and praise in Jerusalem. And when the peoples in the kingdoms are gathered together to serve the Lord. He replied to him in the way of strength, declare to me the fewness of my days. Take me not away from the midst of my days, for your years are throughout all generations. In the beginning, O Lord, you founded the earth, and all the heavens and the works of your hands. They shall perish, but you shall remain. All things grow old like a garment, and like a cloak you shall change them, and they shall be changed. But you are the same, and your years shall not fail. The children of your servants shall dwell there, and the seed shall be led to prosperity forever. Psalm 102, Psalm 103. Bless the Lord, my soul, and everything within me bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his rewards, who is merciful to all transgressions, and who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from corruption, who crowns you with mercy and compassion, who satisfies your desire with good things, and your youth is renewed like the eagles. The Lord shows mercies and judgment on all who are wronged, and he made on his ways to Moses the things he willed to the sons of Israel. The Lord is compassionate and merciful, slow to anger and abounding in mercy. He will not become angry to the end, nor will he be wrathful forever. He did not deal with us according to our sins, nor reward us according to our transgressions. For according to the height of heaven from earth, so the Lord reigns in mercy over those who fear him. As far as the east is from the west, so he removes our transgressions from us. As a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him. For he knows how he formed us. He remembers we are dust. As for man, his days are like grass. As for a flower of the field, so he flourishes. For the wind passes through it, and it shall not remain, and it shall no longer know its place. But the mercy of the Lord is from age to age upon those who fear him, and his righteousness upon children's children. To such as he keeps his covenant, and all remember his commandments to do them. The Lord prepared his throne in heaven, and his kingdom rules over all. Bless the Lord, all you angels, mighty in strength, who do his word, so as to hear the voice of his words. Bless the Lord, all you his hosts, his ministers who do his will. Bless the Lord, all his works, in all the places of his dominion. Bless the Lord, O my soul. Psalm 103, Psalm 104. Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord my God, you are magnified exceedingly. You clothe yourself with thanksgiving and majesty, who cover yourself with light as with a garment, who stretch out the heavens like a curtain. You are he who covers his upper chambers with water, who makes the clouds his means of approach, who walks on the wings of the winds, who makes his angels spirits and his ministers a flame of fire. He established the earth on its stable foundation. It shall not be moved unto ages of ages. The deep like a garment is his covering. The waters shall stand upon the mountains. At your rebuke they shall flee, and the sound of your thunder they shall be afraid. The mountains rise up, and the plains sink down to the place you founded for them. You set a boundary that shall not pass over, neither shall they return to cover the earth. You are he who sends the springs into the valley, and the waters shall pass between the mountains. They shall give drink to all the wild animals of the field. The wild asses shall quench their thirst. The birds of heaven shall dwell beside them, and they shall sing from the midst of rocks. You are the one who waters the mountains from its higher places. The earth shall be satisfied with the fruit of your works. You are he who causes the grass to grow for the cattle and the green plant for the service of man, to bring forth bread from the earth. And the wine gladdens the heart of man, to brighten his face with oil, and bread strengthens a man's heart. The trees of the plain shall be full of fruit, and the cedars of Lebanon which you planted. There are sparrows that shall make their nests, and the house of the heron shall take the lead among them. The high mountains are for the deer, the cliff is a refuge for the rabbits. He made the moon for the seasons, the sun knows its setting. You established its darkness, and it was night. Where in the wall the wild animals of the forest prowl about. The young lions roar and snatch their prey, and seek their food from God. The sun arises, and they are gathered together, and they shall be put to bed in their dens. Man shall go out to his work and to his labor until evening. O Lord, your work shall be magnified greatly. You made all things in wisdom. The earth was filled with your creation. There is a great and spacious sea. The creeping things are there without number. The living things are there, both small and great, and the ships pass through. And there is a dragon you formed to play therein. All things wait upon you, that you may give them food in due season. And when you give it to them, they shall gather it, and when you open your hand, all things shall be filled with your goodness. But when you turn your face away, they shall be troubled, and when you take away their breath, they shall die and return again to their dust. You shall send forth your spirit, and they shall be created, and you shall renew the face of the earth. Let the glory of the Lord be forever. The Lord shall be glad in his works. He looks upon the earth and makes it tremble. He touches the mountains, and they smoke. I will sing to the Lord all my life, and I will sing to my God as long as I exist. May my words be pleasing to him, and I shall be glad in the Lord. May sinners cease from the earth, and may the lawless so as to be no more. Bless the Lord, O my soul. Psalm 104, Psalm 105. Give thanks to the Lord and call upon his name. Report his works among the Gentiles. Sing to him and play a stringed instrument to him. Describe all his wonderful works. Praise his holy name, and let the heart of those who seek the Lord be glad. Seek the Lord and be strengthened. Seek his face continually. Remember the wonders he performed, of his marvels and the judgments of his mouth. O seed of Abraham, his servants, O sons of Jacob, his chosen ones. He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. Remember his covenant forever, and his word he commanded for 1,000 generations, which he established with Abraham, and his oath with Isaac. And he established it as an ordinance with Jacob, and as an everlasting covenant with Israel, saying, I shall give you the land of Canaan as the portion of your inheritance. When they were few in number, the smallest and sojourners in the land, and passed through them from nation to nation, from a kingdom to a different people, he allowed no man to wrong them. He reproved kings on their behalf. Do not touch my anointed ones. Do not act wickedly towards my prophets. And he called a famine upon the land. He shattered all their provision of bread. And he sent a man before them. He sold Joseph into slavery, and they humbled his feet with fetters. His soul passed into the iron until his word came to pass. The revelation of the Lord tried him in the fire. The king, the ruler of the people, sent and released him, and he acquitted him. And he made him lord of his house and ruler of all his domain. Instruct his rulers as himself, and to teach the elders his wisdom. And Israel came to Egypt, and Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham. And he increased his people greatly, and made them stronger than their enemies. He changed their heart to hate his people, to deal craftily with his servants. He sent Moses his servant. He sent Aaron whom he chose. He put among them the words of his signs and of the wonders of the land of Ham. And he sent darkness, and it grew dark, and they rebelled against his words. He turned their waters into blood, and he killed their fish. Their land produced frogs in the chambers of their kings, and he spoke, and the dogfly came, and the gnats in all their borders. He gave them hail for rain. Fire burned up their land. And he smote their vineyards and their fig trees, and he shattered every tree in the domain. He spoke, and the locusts came, and the caterpillar without numbers. And he ate up all the grass in their land, and devoured all the fruit of their land. And he smote all the firstborn in their land, the firstling of all their labor. And he led them out with silver and gold, and there was not among the tribes one who was feeble. Egypt was gladdened by their exodus, for fear had fallen upon them. And he spread a cloud as a cover for them, and a fire to give them light at night, And they asked, and the quails came, and he filled them with the bread of heaven. He split the rock, and the waters flowed. The rivers ran in waterless places. For he remembered his holy word, which he gave to his servant Abraham. He brought out his peoples with exceeding joy, and his chosen one with gladness. And he gave them the lands of the nations, and they inherited the labors of the peoples, so that they might keep his ordinances and seek out his law.